unless you're already anticipating your teammate missing the initial challenge. So R8 Esports up 2-0 at 12 seconds on the clock. This is basically impossible for Bravado because they're stuck in their own half at this point. And 5 seconds away is R8 Esports from match point.
R8 Esports are really impressing me. I will say that. I mean, they have had so many close calls, so many clutch plays. I mean, able to clean that one up yet again. The defense turning into offense. It's the same story every single time, like you stated. I'm not expecting a high-scoring game number 3 because R8, I feel like they found their recipe for success. Just play defense, let Bravado do whatever they want, and at the end of the day, find a way to answer back in really, really quick time. I mean, it's wild how little of possession R8 have needed in order to score these goals. It seems like they're just saying, all right, Bravado, do whatever you want, that's fine. We'll stop it, and then we'll attack you back, and you won't be able to stop it.
Yeah, it's definitely a testament to their confidence, especially in, again, that head-to-head against R8, or excuse me, against Bravado in particular. They know historically their game plan works, their play style works as well. I mean, you talked about it a little bit too, that it is a very patient game. They don't need a lot of possession to be able to beat them out. It's just more, again, you're playing the patient game. You're letting this fall to you. You let Bravado wear themselves out trying to find some opportunities, and the second that they make the slightest of mistakes, they capitalize on it.
For sure. And also want to give a big shout out to all of our listeners listening from all across the globe. We understand that, there's so many people that are probably really invested in these games right now because like we stated before, a lot of these squads don't really get that opportunity to have that shine, to be able to dissect these rosters and see really how they're able to play. And I mean, being able to watch Mina right here and now up close and personal, it's been an absolute pleasure. So a big shout out to all of our fans out there watching, whether you're in MENA, whether you're in South America, NA, EU, doesn't matter. I know there's a whole lot of Rocket League fans all across the globe enjoying this matchup right here and now. And don't forget that you will see some of these teams, Falcons will be at Gamers 8, will be at the Esports World Cup, as it is called, featuring Rocket League. It will be an awesome tournament, $500,000 on the line. Keys will be getting crushed. Hopes will be getting shattered. Dreams will be accomplished. It's a lot of money on the line. It is life-changing money for these players. And I mean, listen, I've talked to a couple of these players that went out to the Esports World Cup last year and the year before. And, I asked them, man, how does it feel getting first place, getting second place, seeing that money pop up in your bank account? They all said, man, it is insane. It is unreal. It feels like the zeros are fake, but let me tell you, it's not fake. Bravado getting this early goal over R8.
Yep, first on the board right there. Crazy little two-man play off the kickoff there. 8 seconds in, Bravado on the board, which means you just poked an angry bear. R8 really want that sweep, and Suspect is going to do everything he can to make it happen. The bump play off the kickoff is just a quick turnaround. He doesn't even try to get another touch on it. He just bumps out that last defender there to tie things up.
That's just straight awareness to understand it's already on target. All I got to do is go for the bump. He knew that thing was perfectly on point. And that right there is just a great play. Because already R8 getting that answer back. They said, you're not going to have this lead for very long at all. Almost able to get another one. A couple double attempts coming out for R8. As they're looking to add a couple zeros to their bank account. Because guess what? The winner of this series, you're going to be moving on to the top 4 guaranteed into that prize pool, as Nader is going to be answering back on a counterattack of their own.
Yeah, not bad one right here. Great little beat out on the defense, and Bravado quick response, which is exactly what you need. It's been a little bit slower in those first 2 games for Bravado as far as trying to answer back to any goals that get placed in by R8. So this is a great sign of life as far as this game 3 is concerned. and they are trying their hardest to keep up with R8 right now. I mean, they've done it before in the past. It's just more about doing it here on the day of.
Yeah, you got to clutch up when you need to most, and that's exactly what Bravado are doing as Nader able to get another one, taking it right past Suspect. Ooh, man, Suspect able to get a hood on it, but not enough to get the clear.
That was a great play on it, too. I like this from Bravado, and they're very, very confident with what they're sending forward right now. And crazy part is, this is only first minute of gameplay here, and we've got 4 goals on the board, almost 5 there, but Nader's save goes crazy. And Talon trying to get in on the action. The few times I saw Talon get in on it yesterday, this squad became even more dangerous to have to play against. So great signs right there from R8 this time. Bravado Gaming slowly just building onto what they already have, which is a great sign because you need at least one win if you want to stay in this.
You got to be able to start the comeback somewhere. And it's so funny how I said, I think this game 3 is going to be kind of low scoring because, R8, they're just playing solid defense. Yeah, out the window, 4 goals in the first minute. Really made me be quiet right there. Off the backboard, a dangerous opportunity coming in yet again for Bravado. If they could have gotten that 4-1 advantage, would have been huge, but now it's R8 back on the offensive, looking to strike. Basil not able to get anything on that. The Bravado defense is going to be swarming toward that ball, making sure they're able to get any clear from Bravado possible.
Oh, for sure. They're definitely just trying to slow them back right now. And this is pretty common as to what we saw yesterday, too, where that team that's down on match point usually just starts throwing themselves at this ball. And it's a very fearless play style to be able to at least get your foot in that game still. So that's pretty much the name of the game for Bravado right now. Just very confident, quick, almost borderline crazy plays in an attempt to really stay in this thing right now. But R8 working together. Great pass and play off this one. It was off the sidewall, but not once but twice did they have to make an attempt at this initial shot. Suspect, though, is the one that tees up Basil, and he places it behind every single defender. And just like that, R8 are back in this.
This is close for R8 right now. I mean, they're feeling like, okay, we're down 1. There's still plenty of time left. Over 2 minutes left. This is very possible for R8 to still get this sweep. They were down big in this game. But maybe a comeback could be mounting to put it away and make this sweep possible. It is going to take a lot of grit. They're going to need to be focused up, but I will say that if this series has showed me anything, it's that they can definitely do it for sure, and this might be the opportunity as it's shot on target. It's going to be going right into the hands of Twiz. Twiz again, able to get the deflection to send it wide. So many close calls, another infield pass, a little give and go. Talum able to get it right past the defense, and that's a beautiful play as they're just able to pass it back and forth to each other, and the defense not able to read it right.
Oh, man, poor Vampires. He was like, please try and do this one forward. Like, tell me you don't have enough space back. And somehow just the width of the ball was enough to get through. And R8 Esports back into this one. Tied game at 90 seconds on the clock here. And R8 Esports looking a lot more reminiscent of that game 1 and 2 play style. Working together to kind of pinball around the defense a little bit. And it's forcing Bravado to play a much faster game defensively, and they're just getting caught out every single time now.
Yeah, it seems like the pace is just a little bit too fast sometimes for Bravado. They get a little bit lost in the sauce, and R8 are able to take full advantage of the chaos when it ensues. And right now, yet again, it's going to be Bravado trying to create something. The R8 defense still holding strong, going to be answering that, just waiting for their opportunity to turn it into an offensive attack. Bravado haven't been able to get a solid look on the net in quite some time.
Get a little bit nervous here. No connection on that ball means another opportunity goes wayside for Bravado. And great save there from Basil, even on no boost. Still, it's a playmaker's play. And Suspect just trying to push this one forward. All 3 members of Bravado just back in the case. that these follow-ups start to come in as quickly as they were before. 19 left on the clock here. Another potential OT unless somebody can steal something away in these last few moments of game number 3. And here comes Basil. Pass over to Suspect. Back over to Basil, except this time Bravado anticipates, and they place this one up to clear. Shot opportunity denied, and Talon going to try and go for that golden goal, but this one will hit the ground, and there you have it. Overtime to try and send yourself into the semifinal.
We had a lot of 0-second goals yesterday, but today, not so many. Because I feel like we were blessed with a little bit of a treat there yesterday with all those 0-second goals to start the day off. So right here and now in another overtime. We'll say we've had a lot of those today so far, so might not be blessed with 0-second goals, but we're blessed with a lot of awesome overtimes, which is great. And right now, Vampier's going to be looking to get this one off the backboard, going to be able to center this one. Basil sending this one wide, trying to get it to that back wall for Bravado. They are going to collect it and try to create something, but yet again, players waiting at the midfield to intercept. It's going to be R8 up high. Basil gets it around 1. Can he get the center? No, not quite, but Bravado aren't able to get a strong clear, and this one's still a very, very good chance for R8. As they've got a nice setup, a nice opportunity. It goes low. Another save going to be coming in. Another save on the way. As Bravado are holding strong magnificently. Honestly, that was a great hold.
Oh yeah, they've looked really, really good throughout this overtime. And R8, I got to give credit to them. They're playing a very patient game with whoever's in that third man position. They're not risking too much because all it takes is 2. And there you have it, that last play there. Suspect from the ceiling down to Basil, but more importantly, the demo. Turning that into an open net. R8 Esports first sweep of the day. Get a spot against Twisted Minds in the semifinal.
That's the second time now that Suspect has just been able to make a huge play, whether it's a bump or a demo on the line, because guess what? He knows the rest of the plays already set up. Suspect going big right now for this R8 roster, able to get that sweep. They were down 3-1 in this game and brought this one all the way back to secure the victory. So big props to them for, honestly, having an incredible run. And now they're going to be going up against Twisted Minds next. And that matchup should be intense, especially with the way that R8 are playing, with the way that they're clutching up. Who knows how it'll go down, but oh man, let's go actually take a look at our entire bracket right now and see exactly how things are shaping up. So like I stated, it's going to be R8 moving on, going up against Twisted Minds. And whew, what are you thinking about our semifinal matchups right here, Herc?
If I'm being honest, the way things have played out as far as the playoff bracket is concerned, I think Mina is sending their best foot forward to go up against the 2 top dogs of their region, right? So Victory Esports and R8 Esports both being sent in to try and pull off some of the craziest upsets that you can right now, right? Victory Esports gonna have that rematch. If you missed it yesterday in Group A, they already played each other. Falcons winning 3-1, so Victory Esports gonna try and rewrite that head-to-head. And then Twisted Minds versus R8. Of course, Twisted Minds coming in with a new player. They had the roster change, adding Nupo in. So R8 Esports, they came into this one. They're gonna try and again take this one all the way. And the winners of both of those get to head on over to the grand finals for a shot at $5,500 later, which is crazy. I know Rome talked about it before, but it is very rare to have, those $10,000, community cups in Rocket League, especially in an off season. So huge shout out to the Esports World Cup for this community cup for Rocket League. It's been a great one, and I cannot wait to get into our semifinal.
It's going to be an absolute incredible matchup. You guys aren't going to want to go anywhere. After this, we've got Falcons going up against Victory Esports. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this very short break.
dragon, waiting for a second to push you to your limits, going strong and feeling better. But do you feel them? Can you hear them say, come in, cross the line. Since a little dark in here, trust me, you have nothing to come in, take the start, follow, leave it all behind. Welcome to the other side.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Esports World Cup Community Cup featuring Rocket League. I'm Rome, joined alongside Hercules, and we just had a couple of awesome quarterfinal matches, but now it is time to get into our major matches, our semifinal matches, our best of sevens. Oh, it's all about to go down, Hercules. Walk us through this bracket.
Oh man. Okay, let's take a look over at the bracket. This is what has gone today. If you guys are just tuning in and you're like, oh, I'm just here for the big dogs, I'm here for Falcons and Twisted Minds. Well, these are the people they're going up against. Victory Esports coming in for a rematch after taking down GK Esports 3-1 in a much closer game than how it looks on paper. And same can honestly be said for R8 versus Bravado on the other side of the bracket. They will be going up against Twisted Minds later today. So very big semifinals going on. Two David versus Goliath type stories. It'll be a really fun one. It'll be an interesting one. I always have my fingers crossed for the upset, but you never know. But the first attempt at one will be Falcons versus Victory Esports. Again, a series that we saw yesterday in the group stage, now about to go down again here in our first semifinal.
Oh yeah, make sure you all are using your channel points right now to put in your predictions for who you think is going to win. Bilal says every last point on the Falcons. We'll see if he is going to be winning or losing all of those points after this is all said and done. More than likely going to be winning them, because the way that Falcons were looking yesterday, they looked like they were on a mission. Everything was clicking for that squad, and it seemed like they were kind of in cruise control, in all honesty.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you have to remember Falcons is not only basically the #1 team in MENA, but also a top 2 team in the world. And I say that because they went to a final just recently in our last major. So they've only fallen to the greatest team in the world at the present time. They are
Don't let T-Base hear you say that.
yeah, they're the team to mess with right now. And the name of the game, though, as far as Falcons is going, right, is shake their confidence. That's the game plan a little bit that G2 had against them in the finals. So if Victory Esports wants a hint at what you can do to mess with them, waver their confidence a little bit. Make them feel silly if possible, because that's a confusing world for them to be placed into. And I know when Falcons lost that one game against them, I'm sure it was a little odd because they came back the next one and stomped them 6-1. So yeah. It is a difficult task to go up against Team Falcons, but not an impossible one.
Yeah, it really shows what this Falcons roster is made of and what they can do in the blink of an eye. So let's talk predictions. Give me an exact score. How are you seeing this one?
Oh man, you can't go against the Falcons. So I have Falcons. I am going to give one game to Victory Esports, but it's a 4-1 in favor of the GOATs.
All right, you're giving a game to Victory. I'm not. I got Falcons 3-0 in this one. I think that they're going to clean it up. They're going to be able to get the sweep. And, you know, we've already had one sweep on the day. I think the Falcons are going to say, hey, we'd like to get one as well. Because right there, Victory actually had a really good opportunity to get the first goal of the series.
Oh, yeah. I definitely, I do not count out Victory Esports by any means. I think their play style, when they are very quick with it, is possible to get around the Falcons. However, Falcons, they have the capability to just play a much faster game, anything that Victory Esports is capable of matching. And you have to remember, we have yet to see Falcons play at their peak this weekend. They pretty much are just playing with enough energy needed to win their matches, which means whenever they are down, it just gets harder from there. So a reset towards the net and a second touch to secure the goal is what it takes for Victory Esports to be first on the board. And now we all sit back and wait to see what is the Falcons' response going to be.
Yeah, are they going to be able to turn up the heat a little bit, understanding that, okay, Victory not messing around whatsoever? Or are they still going to be on cruise control? Because you got to remember, this is a best of 7. So not saying that they have a game to toss away or whatnot, but they do have a little bit more time to start to figure this squad out. And as I say that, maybe they only needed about 5 more seconds, because Wasp able to get the first goal of the day for the Falcons. Oh my
I mean,
gosh, that is
this is what
nasty.
I expected. They are one of the most mechanical teams out in the world right now, and individually they are disgusting. But when they work together, they are that much harder to try and break past. So crazy, not unexpected response from Falcons coming out, like you said, in those few short seconds there, and it's up to Victory Esports to get back in this.
That was absolutely insane from Rawas. Trying to look for more. You can see already TRK understands he's got to rotate back because the offensive play, it did die out just a little bit. It's SQQP going to be looking for the center, and he is going to have a teammate there in Ghazi. Wow. I mean, I'm kind of impressed right now by Victory. They were able to put on some pressure. They kept it up, and they found the crack in the defense. And right there, that doesn't happen often against Falcons.
No, it does not. These are moments that you are going to get very few and far in between. So the fact that Victory Esports has been able to take advantage and pull out successfully each time, that is a great sign of life from them to be able to have some success in this series. And again, they're trying to pull off what most people would deem near impossible. So you're taking it 1 minute at a time, one goal at a time even, just forcing the Falcons to be in their own half a lot more than normal. And you see these very intense cheat ups from Victory Esports. They've done this in a lot of their series, but once their opposition starts to take note of it a little bit, big clears start to become the detriment to Victory.
For sure. Right now, both of these squads having their eyes on guaranteed top two. You already know, first place, getting a whole lot of cash, $5,500. Going to first, though. Falcons right now, they understand they're just a couple series, just 2 series, 8 games away from being able to claim that prize. But right now, standing in their way is Victory Esports, who are super, super hungry. Right now, having the lead. The thing for Victory is you cannot get over aggressive on the offensive end, because if you leave your back half open, Falcons are going to hit you with the fastest counterattack that you've ever seen.
For sure, and I think they're starting to take note of that. I mean, you see Ghazi lurking in that deep third and only pushing up when he feels like the opportunity is going to turn into something actually positive for them. They aren't playing too much high risk, high reward anymore, just because the Falcons are really good at capitalizing on any mistakes. So the plan to stay a little bit further back has been working out for them so far. I mean, you got less than 90 seconds to go in this game number 1, and Victory, as crazy as it sounds, maybe for some people, I feel like they are very much in control of this game number 1, and it's Falcons struggling really to just get a grip on this ball for longer than 10, 15 seconds at a time. But really, it's been a bigger challenge for Falcons to turn any of those touches into plays.
Yeah, and the scary thing is that there's no more double elimination. If the Falcons lose this series, they are out. They get 3rd or 4th. 3rd and 4th. I guess you tie 3rd and 4th. So, and they would be getting $2,000. But I mean, right now, TRK said, you know what? Forget $2,000. We're going to be trying to get to that final guaranteed, because I mean, right now, this Victory Esports roster not able to stop that whatsoever. And there we go. Yet again, a counterattack coming in for Falcons. And I mean, TRK with a beauty, got the reset, got it around the defender. It's good to go.
Oh, for sure. Falcons, like, there's not really a world where I see them starting to waver in confidence by any means. They are more than capable of coming back into something. It's just kind of getting a grip on what the Victory plan is right now. That's been the biggest struggle for the Falcons. Those moments where Victory starts to outpace them a little bit with their passing plays, and Victory Esports trying to do it again. A center right here. It's a shot for SQQP. Great stop, though, from Killers, and Rolas going to try and clear it forward. Killers up next. Enough in the boost to go forward. But I like this from Victory. They're stopping a lot of these attempts in the midfield with just a single touch right now, and might try and force overtime. With 5 seconds left on the clock, Killers reset forward. Ghazi clear out mid. It's popped into the air. TRK has more than enough boost to keep this one going. Reset down. This ball gets killed, and our first overtime of the semifinal goes down.
All right, so far the overtimes today haven't been all too long. They've been pretty relatively quick for the most part, so we'll see if history will repeat itself. or if we'll be in for a grueler. Both of these squads right now have shown that they can have extraordinary defense and flashes of brilliance on offense. And now it's all about who's going to be able to find that crack in the defense first, and it is Killers and Team Falcons. It was close. Victory looked impressive, but at the end of the day, the Falcons soar above.
I mean, you talk about finding a crack in the defense. Killers completely snuck in there and looked like he was a part of it. He had all the time in the world to just sit there and have that handed to him. And Falcons just completely, they looked like themselves in that last moment there. There was some moments of struggle a little bit, which is where you got to give flowers to Victory Esports, right? They were the first on the board, first to lead. They really, kind of made Falcons sit up a little bit and go, hey, we got to respect that there is capability from them to take goals off of us now and get around us. So Falcons getting back in there, last moments through that OT, first on the series board. But I think this is going to be a lot closer than some people might expect.
Yeah, I mean, that game number 1 was really, really tight. Big shout out to Victory Esports. They really impressed, I think, everybody watching. Everybody was probably like, okay, SQQP with a couple nice ones right here, couple nice plays. And, I felt like they might have actually had it in the bag. But then again, Falcons, like we stated, top 2 team in the world currently. You can say that with confidence. And, I mean, the squad, no joke. They find themselves down, and it just doesn't matter. They clutch up, they've got the ice, and they find themselves at a 1-0 advantage. Like almost like that game wasn't even a super, super close nail biter.
Oh, no. The crazy part is, unless you're looking at the details on paper, you're going to think that this is almost a blowout. But Victory Esports, they can try their hardest every which way. But at the end of the day, Falcons, they really are them. And I got to give props to TRK. I know all 3 players are just pushed into that net right now from Falcons, but TRK in that game number 1, it was a little questionable, some of the things he was doing, but seeing him get involved off the kickoff is a crazy and very threatening sign from Falcons.
Another solid play yet again coming in from the Falcons, looking to keep this one going. As the defense from Victory is starting to waver just a tad, as now they've let 3 consecutive goals go the way of the Falcons. Right now, Falcons holding on to this goal advantage, going to be keeping this pressure up and on. The RK not able to get a touch onto it. Killers does send it off back to their half. That's going to be setting up TRK with 1 man to beat. He sends it off to the side. Not able to get it through. The bump wasn't there, but Rawas with the cleanup regardless. As Team Falcons are putting on the pressure, as there is nothing Victory can do about all of this. Wow.
Oh, man, this is just, you are bordering disrespectful if you're the Falcons, right? The amount of times we've seen all 3 players just completely push up and just say, hey, we are completely forcing this ball on in. That is pure confidence. That's the Falcons saying we know exactly who we are. We don't even have to play completely clean at this point to make it through your net. So 2-0 lead for the Falcons right now. Victory Esports. Couple shots on target, but nothing through yet. It's just been the same old routine. Falcons getting handed the ball, 1 big clear, turning into a counter, and then Victory Esports attempting to do the same. The difference is Victory continues to be stopped every single time.
Yeah, and right now Falcons are just able to keep on getting this pressure in this Victory half. It's going to be SQQP. And try to read this one from Killers. Is going to be able to, gets a solid touch onto it, sends it back to the corner. But it is going to be Rawas back yet again with another touch. He finds the center and the connection's there, but the save coming in. Ghazi. It's going to be clutch, making sure the Team Falcons don't get a 3-goal advantage, which would be absolutely lethal to Victory right now, only halfway through this game.
I got to give it to the Falcons, too. I mean, their level of communication is so far beyond most teams around the world, and they know it. So many passing plays and attempts have come out. This one successful, though. Ruas, it was over to TRK, and, well, right on back. 3-0 for the Falcons. You talk about a lethal shot and goal, score on the board. That is it. 242 to try and find 3 goals against this team. Is gonna feel near impossible, especially if number 4 comes through.
Gosh.
And Killers, He just says, you know what, solo play. This is the clip montage beginning.
Yeah, Killers blocks it out and takes it back all the way down the pitch. And like you stated, a little bit disrespectful. They're just laying it on him right now. Great stuff coming in from Team Falcons against Victory Esports. And I mean, hey, listen, that's now what, 6 unanswered goals for Falcons since Victory Esports were last able to find the back of the net. So I don't know if Victory are going to be able to get this momentum back on their side. It is a best of 7, so there is going to be plenty of time regardless of how this game goes. But the thing is that against a squad like Falcons, you can't afford to go down 0-2. They're not going to be the type of squad to let you win 4 out of the next 5 games to win the series.
Oh, absolutely not. In these two's historic head-to-heads, Victory Esports has never beat the Falcons. And even at that, their first game win in a series against them was merely yesterday. And so the fact that they are clearly, as time is going on, getting closer and closer to figuring a game plan out that kind of gets them around the Falcons, they are respecting that, well, at the end of the day, Falcons are still Falcons. And it's going to take like this, the cheat-ups and the bumps and the potential demos to get past them. But being down 0-4 with less than 90 to go on the clock, like you said, once that game 3 rolls around, trying to reverse sweep, you know, the current number 2 team in the world is pretty much impossible.
Yeah, it's very difficult for sure. Zazonic is going to be able to read this one correctly and actually take it in. And yeah, nobody's going to be able to stop that one as Victory do get their first goal of the game. A little bit of a mistouch by Rawas there. Thought he was going to be able to get control of it, but didn't happen. It goes the other way.
Not too bad. I mean, it's a great opportunity to try and build on. But a minute 7, you need something off the kickoff here to really just have a decent chance. One demo could open that up a little bit. Ghazi trying to drive this one forward. You saw Zazonix too, also just lurking for that bump or that demo if possible. But Falcons immediately send them racing home. These big clears just continue to fall into the hands of the Falcons. TRK up next, enough space to leave this as a pass over to Killers. Ghazi bumps him off the play initially, and Victory Esports trying to bob and weave their way around the corner on this one, but it's still just not enough. Falcons prevail. It's open net opportunity for Killers, and this one denied the respawn just in time to keep Victory Esports down by 3.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're happy about keeping it down by 3 as Victory, that's probably a problem for the rest of the series for you and how it might go. As Killers, yet again, he's going to be setting it up perfectly for TRK. Like, this squad is clicking right now, and Victory, yeah, I just don't know if they're going to be able to stop this momentum at any point in time during the series.
It definitely is a really, really hard challenge. You would have to kind of be going out of your way and out of rotation to stop some of these plays and just players individually from doing what they're doing. But the biggest thing right now is a lot of these touches that Victory Esports have had fall right into the hands of those Falcon players every single time. I mean, you saw it off the kickoff here. This one fell into the hands of Ruas, and then it's just an immediate transition for Killers. Space off the backboard to make the double. I mean, he's going to make it pretty much every single time. And 4 seconds on the clock, pretty much the only outcome that you're looking for is, can the Falcons Brazil victory in a semifinal?
You know what's funny is we did our predictions, and we did our predictions as a best of 5. You know, I said 3-0, you said 3-1.
No, I said 4-1.
Did you say 4? You said 4-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I might have said 3-0, but either way, I'm really feeling like it's going to be a sweep at this point. I mean, that's 2 games in a row for Falcons. I think that they definitely have the momentum to carry it over for a couple more games. It just seems like they're having fun out there on the pitch. You know, like you stated, they're not sitting here being completely organized, being completely, honed in on their fundamentals and things like that. They're just out there having fun with their friends, and you can see it's translating to the pitch right now. And yeah, things are looking pretty scary if you're a fan of Victory Esports. I will say that.
No, for sure. I peeked at the chat one time. I love this comment. It's just, did y'all really have to make this a best of 7? Guys, it's a semifinal. It has to be a best of 7, whether it is the Falcons versus Victory or someone else But yes, unfortunately, you have to watch them go through the struggle. But for those Victory fans out there, and even the Falcons fans, this is a rematch. And yesterday, Victory did take a game off in this series. Granted, it was a best of 5, so it was a little bit less pressure. But there is a chance, there is a universe where Victory takes a game off of this at least once.
It might happen. It might. It might. Man, the chances are slim. I'll say that. I mean, Falcons just look really good. And if you're Victory, I mean, what are you thinking right now? Are you just shook? Are you just saying, oh man, let's just try to make sure that we don't get embarrassed and we just don't make sure that the last 2 games aren't 6-1s, 6-0s again? Like, or are you saying, you know what, guys, we got nothing to lose now. Let's just leave it all out there, try our best, and hope for the best. Or are you a little bit shaken right now?
I feel like it's usually the latter where, these teams are down and they know that they sometimes have the capability of scoring on a team like the Falcons. This one, crossbar down and out, and Killers. Follow-up completely denied. And this is what I'm talking about when I say towards the latter, is where when you're down like this, you almost play so just carefree that these crazy little things start to happen. Yes, of course, this is a little bit more normal for a follow-up off the crossbar, but as far as like the Victory offensive plan is concerned, it does become a little bit more carefree, which is a lot harder for people like the Falcons to start to predict.
Well, maybe that unpredictability can come into play to help Victory start to get some type of momentum back into this series, because, wow, it has now been 9-1 goals, the last 10 goals. So in favor of Falcons. Right now, Falcons are clicking on all cylinders. TRK gonna be up high. Might be able to find the pass from Killers if Killers can find him. And that's exactly what happens. It was Rawast instead. Gonna be rotating in and getting that one. But yeah, I mean, I see it coming from a mile away. I know that Victory can see it, so they just can't do anything about it. That's the problem.
They're just better. As mean as that sounds, Falcons, they are just literally one of the best teams out there. It is so rare to see them, get stopped by anyone. I mean, the last time we saw a team just completely stop Falcons in their tracks was G2 in London, and it looked insane, but that was a team playing. They're playing a team that, nobody in North America could stop for like what felt like forever. So Victory Esports, they've got their hands full, but it's not, again, the word impossible. Zazonix collects this one from SQQP. Killers, he tried to make the save off of it. No connect from TRK's attempt either. And this lead officially cut in half with 3:16 to go.
That was an exceptional save there by Killers, but the follow-up was too ready. Zazonix able to bring Victory within 1. Now they've got, like you said, a chance. There's a world. There's a galaxy. There is a solar system that Victory pull out the victory in this game number 3. Oh, man. Right now, Falcons doing everything they can to make sure that Victory do not get any more momentum on their side.
No, the Falcons right now are definitely matching the energy being thrown at them. You see Killers even on low boost making these crazy plays, use the reset forward to keep momentum still in their favor a little bit. Gets taken away. Ghazi bumps him off the play here. Victory Esports still trailing by 1. Low boost though. Great win on the challenge there from SQQP, but TRK, it's just great reads and anticipation all the way around. And again, historically, Falcons are outshooting Victory Esports times 2, right? So it's 16-8 overall. I mean, even right now, it's 2-1, 3-1 as I say that. So it isn't unexpected for the Falcons to just completely outshoot Victory. So if they can keep this one close, I feel like that is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, Victory Esports have already secured for themselves $2,000. So between 3 people, that's $666 each. That is really, really good money, if you ask me. If you're going to go down to the Falcons, I will take that as a consolidation prize for sure. Oh, TRK, don't do it to him. He finds the center, but all 3 players for Victory are back this time. I thought yet again TRK was just going to have a crazy good pass. But nobody was there this time, as Team Falcons are playing a little bit more defensive, not going to be full committing anymore because they understand, okay, only a couple minutes left. Let's get this 3-0 advantage in the series and just play safe, not sorry.
Minute 35 to go. Victory Esports. I'm not going to count them out just yet. Only trailing by 2. Zazonix was trying to slow this play down a little bit. Ruas completely turns around. Upper 90 crossbar. Pinball up and down and in. And, well, you know what? As soon as I say I'm not counting you out, defense just crumbles. It is too much for mere little Victory Esports right now to catch up to. It's a tough thing, though, right? You can't, like, I'm sure Victory Esports isn't, like, beating themselves up over this. There's a amount of respect given to the Falcons that, again, I'm going to say this time and time again, this is not the Falcons playing at their peak. They're playing with the energy needed to win this particular series. That's what they've done all weekend. They only turn things up when required. So, final minute of gameplay in this semifinal about to go down. Victory Esports trailing by 3, potentially 4 here, but almost match point for the Falcons.
Yeah, and I mean, with 50 seconds left, Falcons up by 3, I'll go ahead and say it's pretty much impossible for this Victory Esports roster to be able to make a comeback in this one. So Falcons more than likely going to have that 3-0 advantage in the series and putting them on series point, going for the sweep. Maybe we'll be bringing out the brooms. We just got to wait and see. The way that this one's been going, I don't see any other way that it would end other than a sweep. But either way, like you stated, some good moments in this one so far for Victory. Just nowhere near enough.
Yeah, right now there's just a little bit of a skill gap between these two, but Victory Esports, I still got to commend them. I think that they, as time has gone on, just overall throughout, not even today, but the season, they have gotten closer and closer to figuring out the Falcons every single time, whether that's figuring out getting one win or getting yourselves onto the board in general. They are slowly just learning and figuring them out, and that's what I think makes these, you know, the way Corelli said it, these domestic tournaments where you're just playing the same people from your region so fun, is because there is nobody that gets to play the Falcons more than their home region teams. So Victory Esports tried their best, just not quite enough. Now match point for the Falcons and 1 win away from a final.
Yeah, almost able to get another goal there at the very last second again. Would have given them a 6-1 victory, their second in a row. And yeah, it's just the locomotive that is Team Falcons. I mean, Kaizen in the chat said it best. This is a slaughter, and I don't know how else to describe it. You know, Falcons are coming in and putting their foot on the necks of everyone else in this tournament right now. They said Championship Sunday, we are locked in. We were just on a Championship Sunday playing against G2 on the biggest stage in front of thousands of fans. I think that we can handle this one, and they're handling it exceptionally well in this Community Cup.
Oh, for sure. They are playing incredibly. And like you said, 1 win away. Victory Esports, though, is going to call a timeout, which every team is allotted once we reach those best of 7s. So an attempt to reset the mental is officially underway and kind of rework the game plan a little bit. And again, guys, you got to remember, this is a rematch from yesterday, and Victory did take a game off of them. They kept 2 of those matches, I believe, at like a 2-goal game. So they have had the best chance out of everyone to try and take the Falcons down. So we'll see how, I don't know the word, how impactful this timeout is actually going to be.
Yeah, maybe they got to, during this timeout, go back, watch the VOD and see, oh man, how did we take that game off of them? What did we do differently? Because that game 2 and that game 3 were absolute just stomps, like just straight up. That was just Falcons doing whatever they wanted, and it seemed like there wasn't really a lot of adapting going on the side of Victory. So Victory is going to need to adapt. We're going to need to see something different coming out of this squad. The thing is, I have no idea what they could do to stop Falcons from just doing literally whatever they want to them on the pitch right now. It just feels like this is Falcons' game. This is Falcons' series. This is their sweep. And we'll see right now if they'll be able to clutch it up and get that 4-0.
Well, I mean, as far as Victory is going, I think, being able to slow them down individually is going to be a a big thing in your favor. A lot of those passing plays were making connections every single time on the side of Falcons, right? But really making sure your backboard is covered. A couple of those shots that came through in that last game were because they had the space on the backboard to make a couple of those doubles and those crazy angles and passes to each other. So Victory Esports just needs to be maybe just a little bit more mindful of covering as much space as possible and then waiting for an opportunity to come to them just like this, but not forcing it.
Falcons trying to force the issue early onto Victory Esports. Demo's going to be coming out. Ghazi setting this one up. It's going to get intercepted. Zonix, though, still able to get a touch to it. Sends it to the middle, but this one's going to be sent to the side. Killer's going to be able to get this one. TRK get it past one. Not going to be able to. It ends up going to the backboard. Sent to the side, out by Team Falcons yet again. Now it's TRK on the offensive. He's going to ride this one up the backboard. And it's going to be Rawas able to collect it and drop it down in the front. He leaves it open for a teammate. Is there no one there to clean it up? Not sure why. Maybe they were a little bit worried that the counterattack was going to come in. But that was definitely a crazy, crazy call, a crazy opportunity. And I thought they were going to convert for sure.
I did too. There was a tiny bit of hesitation on the end of Clears, and unfortunately for him, it just didn't result in a goal. Now 1v1 on the infamous Ruas doesn't quite go their way, but a demo does send some people back home. SQQP trying to center this one up to a teammate instead, almost falls into the hands of Killers. He sees Ruas. Falcons just working together to take a couple empty shots at the Victory net right now, but still, even empty shots are still threatful towards Victory Esports. Why? It's forcing them to play more defense and use more energy and boost than they would like.
Yeah, and right now, I will say the Falcons fans, they are coming into the chat heavy, and they are ripping Victory apart right now. And Victory gonna answer back and say, "Stop the hate, stop the violence." It's Ghazi able to put one in for Victory Esports, getting that first goal of game number 4. And I believe this is their first advantage, or were they up 1-0? No, they were up in game 1. I forgot about that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can get 2, maybe right here. Because if they can get 2, then you're really thinking, okay, there actually is a major possibility that they could actually take this game. And there it is. SQQP gets the second one for Victory. So now Falcons, all right, you're down 2 goals. What you gonna do now? You haven't been down 2 goals yet in the series.
I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about. You asked me, what can Victory Esports do to kind of come back and what starts to change a little bit, and I said it's that carefree, very fearless play style. There's nothing left to do but just kind of throw yourself at that ball, and twice now we've seen all 3 players throw themselves upfield, and that first shot attempt usually ends up hitting the post, but the follow-ups are coming in, and that's what really has been working out for Victory. Great demo to send TRK back, and now these shots are coming in a lot slower, a lot more savable, but those demos are being returned very, very quickly onto Victory here. It's not going to be quite as easy to get out of your own half now.
No, not as easy at all. Right now, Falcons applying solid amounts of pressure. Victory needing to get a good touch onto it to get the clear. The Wasp is going to be able to send this one off to the side. It's going to be Killers with possession. Down low. Gets pinched to the ground, but sent back to the corner yet again. And it should be Falcons still with an opportunity. They send it to the backboard. It goes wide. The double demo is coming out. That is big.
It's big, but no plays are coming of it, and that's the frustrating part, is if you are lucky enough to get a double demo, you gotta turn it into something. Otherwise, this is just gonna continue to happen. That touch falling into the hands of Ruas, and it's just a complete solo play. 1v2 past the defense. Crazy good placement. Falcons finally on the board in this. Less than 2 minutes on the clock to try and tie things up. Not a crazy thing for them to try and accomplish here, but a lot harder than it has been in 3 games past.
For sure. I mean, the first game, this is what exactly happened. Victory were able to get a couple of goals. Falcons were down 2-1, and then Falcons came back and were able to get that victory by a slim margin. Maybe this will be the same story written yet again. Falcons got 80 seconds left to do it. TRK able to get a nice redirect to clear that one away. Maybe the center here and the potential goal. But the shot off target. Defense yet again from Ghazi. It's going to be saving the day. It's a great shot attempt coming out from Falcons. I thought for sure they were going to tie that up right there.
Oh, yeah, they're making them look a little bit nervous right now. Just a minute left to go. This one is going to find its way through a forced almost dunk. I mean, I guess in the world of scoring on them, I would claim it. But a shot off TRK's car gives Victory Esports a 2-goal lead with less than a minute to go. They've been here once before and closed out. They're going to try and do it again. A demo and a shot attempt. This one goes in. Falcons say, no, we're not going out that easy. And they close the gap down to 1.
I was just about to say, yesterday Falcons were down 4-1 in a game with 41 seconds left and were able to win that game in regulation. So if Falcons can come back down 4-1, being down 3-1 with a minute left is definitely in their wheelhouse, and already they bring it within 1. 40 seconds left. They have possession. They've got the pressure. Victory Esports shaking in their boots a little bit. They do not want to let another comeback attempt happen, but they might not be able to stop it as Killers is going to be soaring high off the assist from Rawas.
Oh, man. You can't even question it for a second sometimes. you start to get a little bit of hope for victory, and then, like I said, Falcons, they're not even playing at their peak, so it's very easy for them to just kind of turn the notch up a little bit there and get back into the swing of things. 28 left on the clock here, though. 25 and a goal away from the grand finals, and they're going to try and end it here. They don't want to go to OT against Victory. It's been there before. They did come out with the win, though. But a shot on target and through. Not once, but twice. SQQP has given Victory Esports the lead in this game 4.
Okay, now hold up. Hold your horses. It's not over yet. Victory Esports maybe able to start this reverse sweep. Who knows? Falcons going to need to clutch up. They've got 11 seconds left. If anyone can do it, it's going to be this squad. Here we go. No way. Rawas off the crossbar. The cleanup is there, but nothing able to come from it just quite yet. It tries to get killed, and it does, and Victory Esports get the victory, finding themselves now down 3-1 in the series.
This is that game that I was talking about, the one that I felt Victory was going to be able to take. It's those last second goals and being able to hold on and clutch out that have set Victory Esports apart at a time. And it's not even that Falcons played bad. They played well, but like I said, they definitely show up with the energy required to win a series. So when something like this happens, all you have done is poked a sleeping bear. We saw this exact situation go down yesterday, but in a best of 5, so it was 2-1. And as soon as this happened, the Falcons came out and 6-1'd Victory Esports. So Victory, they got to be prepared that although a timeout, yes, might get you one, you don't have another one headed into this next match, and you got to be ready for a very angry Falcons.
Yeah, I can assume that Falcons are not going to be happy about not getting the sweep in this series, faltering just a little bit, still making an insane comeback yet again, but man, Victory, you got to be ready, like you stated, for what is about to come at you. If you are on the side of Falcons, you're going to be feeling like you've got to come out on fire, not letting Victory Esports get that opening goal and get any confidence.
SQQP, the player that twice gave Victory Esports the lead and really helped them out there in that game number 4. And Falcons gonna have to be, whether they like it or not, a little bit more methodical with what they choose to send upfield as far as plays are going. And defensively, you gotta be a little bit more prepared. Victory Esports coming in hot. This one off the backboard. SQQP down low, pass over to Zazonix. It's 50'd all the way back by Killers. It's a clear upfield by TRK. No boost in the tank. Still isn't gonna scare him off of a challenge there. And 45 in. Falcons looking like they're back in this and extremely dangerous.
needing to find some sort of crack in this defense is the Falcons to get this first one on the board. Killer's going to get demoed out for his troubles. Zonix trying to get it past TRK, not going to be able to though. SQQP guides it up. Killers is there to intercept. Rawas not able to get the touch he was looking for to find his teammate.
This one's just going to bounce up and down. SQQP, the one player that really has just given them so many chances and opportunities. Down in the midfield, Falcons looking to slow things down a little bit here. You see the lurk, carries this one over one. It was an attempt to make a center, but Victory Esports doing a great job of anticipating a lot of these plays. Reset over one, air dribble towards the net here. Ghazi off the backboard, and Falcons fending off Victory.
I mean, I'm just super impressed right now with Falcons. And then the counterattack comes in, not able to get it, but still, right off of the post, almost going to be going in for Falcons. That defensive pressure, or that defense that they needed from the pressure of Victory Esports was absolutely impeccable. And now it's just going to be Falcons looking for some type of opportunity. It's Rawas going to be trying to set this one up. He gets it past one, gets the reset, tries to go for it. TRK up to the side. Not able to get anything just quite yet, but maybe it's up to Killers, who gets it past one, sends it to the corner yet again. Is the center going to be coming out? Here we go. TRK beats it around one, but Rawas not able to get the touch clean past the defender. And you can see Falcons, they want to set something up so bad, but it's these tiny touches coming in from Victory that are keeping them at bay.
And Victory Esports is aware, even a tiny touch like that completely stops momentum for the Falcons. Falcons are a very momentum-based team, unless they're headed into something as a solo play. But a lot of what they've been putting forward is pass and play based. So, like you said, Victory Esports, they are aware. Tiny touches are going to slow things down, make things a little bit more possible. They've gone 3 minutes completely scoreless. They fended off everything Falcons have sent their way. Looking to stop this one as well is Ghazi. Half a tank, a boost to work with. Might get one touch on it. TRK gets the beat out on him. And it's a 2v1 on TRK. Collects that boost though. Killers just a bit too far up, and a shot attempt goes to the wayside.
It's a great shot yet again. But nothing to come of it. And now, 90 seconds left. We got ourselves a tie game. Both of these squads are playing great defense. Both squads have had nice opportunities on the offensive end as well. Now it's just going to be all about who's got that ice, who's got that clutch factor. Last game, it was Victory. And really, so far in this, Falcons haven't really had to show that they've got ice like that. You know, they haven't really had to be pressured too much. Last game, yes, they did find themselves down, but it wasn't really a lot of pressure on their minds, if you will. They're already up 3-0. But now, as these games start to mount up for Victory Esports, get a little bit more nervous in these moments where you feel like you need to score.
Oh yeah, Falcons right now, you can see it too. They're kind of just getting a little bit ahead of themselves on some of these attempts. Killers trying to find TRK back over to one, but into the hands of SQQP, and Ghazi gonna try and pop this up, and this is good from the Falcons, right? Being able to collect and intercept this ball and quickly turn it into a counter there. Couple of bumps, trying to attempt to outpace Victory. They're past one. TRK's demo could open this up, and somehow Victory Esports prevail. It's one more attempt. Pinch down on the ground. Double commit to make the save. Twice the chance, twice as successful. And 3 on the clock here. One more attempt, and they're going to kill this ball. Victory Esports has taken Falcons to overtime.
We find ourselves here yet again, one goal to decide. Potentially Falcons moving on, or Victory Esports being halfway done with the reverse sweep. Who would have thought that there is a chance that Victory could even start the reverse sweep? You predicted a 4-1 in this series, and right now Falcons 1 goal away from making that happen.
It's not impossible, and I wouldn't even be upset if Victory got the second one. Like I said, after the performance I've seen, feel like Victory are a team with the best chance of figuring the Falcons out this weekend, and they're proving me right. Falcons, It is an odd thing to see them struggling to get at least one solid play together after this much time. And Victory Esports just working together, stopping them in the midfield, not letting any play come into fruition. And Killers off the sidewall. Low boost in the tank. Ruas goes for the bump, but Zizonix was lurking on the goal line, and Falcons have to try again.
1 minute into this overtime right now. Falcons having some control, having some opportunities, but the defense from Victory, super solid up to this point in this overtime. And throughout this entire game, number 5. Both of these squads held scoreless. And I mean, 0-0 overtimes, they're the best overtimes. Because you know that both of these squads understand, all right, we got to play a super defensive game. It's been a defensive game this whole time. We just got to find our one opportunity. Maybe this could be it. Ball goes deep into the Victory corner. But yet again, Falcons not able to get a solid look onto it. Not able to get a solid passing play set up just quite, or even a solo attempt. As this overtime has been kind of stale between these two squads. You know, a lot of defense, not really a lot of control for either squad.
Yeah, it's definitely been a tug of war for control. Everybody's touches just continue to fall into the hands of the opposition. And nobody able to hold on to it long enough to formulate at least one solid play. This pinch back, though, is good for Victory if they can capitalize on it. But again, right into the hands of TRK. 1v1 on SQQP, reset forward. Great save off this one. And Killers just trying to lock cars and keep Victory away from this ball. Ghazi, reset forward, great save from Killers, and Falcons are still in this.
Yeah, I thought Ghazi was going to be able to get that one right there, but close call. Saved away yet again by Falcons. Falcons are doing a solid job for sure. I feel like making sure the Victory are playing at their pace. Maybe that'll come back to help them out in a major way here, as we're now 3 minutes into this overtime. Rawas tries to send it off the backboard, ends up sending it directly to SQQP. Leaves it up. It's Victory Esports. Demo goes each way, 2v2 for now. Killers right back to it, sends it back to the Victory Esports half, and they got to start back over.
Yeah, you just got to keep trying. You can't let the pressure up. Ghazi to the backboard. No space to turn it into a double. Instead, it's a long pass and play clear to the backboard. Killers bumped off the play. TRK still trying to keep it in their favor, though. Double, triple. All it's doing is keeping possession to the blue. And Killers up next. Very low boost. Double commit could be bad. This angle not in favor of a shot attempt. Instead, Victory Esports just trying to keep flow with this ball, but they keep getting kicked off of it. This is one of the better moments that they've had in a few moments here. And you see the lurk up from TRK. Past one, Ghazi says no, and Victory Esports are on their way to a shot attempt. Flip reset denied.
All right, everyone, we're past the 4 minute mark, so now I want everyone in the chat to go ahead and put what time you think this overtime will end at. Go ahead, do it quickly. Do it quickly. Put in your guesses right now. I want to see what everyone's going to say and who's going to end up being closest to correct, because this is so far the longest overtime that we have had on the day, and it's a 0-0 overtime, so it's a little bit special, and potentially the top 2 guaranteed goal coming in for Falcons if they're able to get it. This is a huge goal right here, worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah, this is a really crazy OT. A lot of people discounting Victory Esports and what they were capable of, but like I said, as time has gone on, they've pretty much just gotten closer and closer to figuring out the Falcons with each passing moment. And Falcons just working together. One more attempt. Killers reset up to the ceiling, drops this one down, finds a nasty angle, and SQQP, pretty much the kryptonite of the Falcons right now, keeps this out. Another attempt to get made off the ceiling here, and SQQP just trying to force his 50 out. Ruas, one more attempt, no space given off the backboard here, and Falcons really are having to earn that final this time. One game away. Still, it's not being handed to them by any means.
Yeah, I mean, this right now is anyone's game. And as I say that, Rawas just trying to send it right through a couple defenders, but that's not going to work out whatsoever. And I mean, both of these squads right now showing up in this overtime as we've gotten an extra game of Rocket League already out of this one. As these squads battling it out, defensive efforts from both squads have been exceptional. It's just going to be all about one goal, finding one opportunity. If you're Falcons, this is a chance to get top 2 guaranteed and have a big chunk of that prize pool going your way. If you're Victory, you're trying to keep the reverse sweep hopes alive, and you got to do it in exceptional fashion because you're going up against a squad and Team Falcons, like we've said, that just got top 2 at the last major. Oh my gosh!
Shots. I knew this was coming out as soon as I saw it get past. Oh my god. The Killers, I'm so sorry, but Killers cheating up that far. I knew as soon as it fell into his hands, this one was finally making its way in. Golden goal for Falcons victory. Esports, though, my gosh, you gotta have to put it up for them in chat, guys. That is the craziest attempt, the longest attempt I have ever seen somebody put against the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely insane. I will say, shout out to Boot. I mean, he was 5 seconds off. He said 6:13. It ended up being 6:18. So shout out to him. He almost called it in the chat. You know, we appreciate all of you tuning in, watching these incredible matches. And I mean, my goodness, big shout out to Falcons for moving on, guaranteeing themselves top 2 in this tournament. Let's go ahead and look at the bracket and see exactly where they're going to be finding themselves right now. And that's in the grand finals, right where Falcons belong. Whether it's a major or a community cup, you can bet that they'll be somewhere around there, and they find themselves yet again in that finals.
Congratulations to them again. But I gotta give flowers to Victory, man. That scoreline that we see on the board is not an accurate representation of how just intense that series was as a whole. Falcons, whether you want to admit it or not, had to work for that win there, especially in that overtime. And I mean, we say goodbye to Victory after this, but you can't be too upset at a top 4 placement. And yeah, Falcons sitting in the grand finals, waiting to see who they're going to match up with against. And well, we have the answer coming up for you soon, because Twisted Minds going up against R8 now on the other side of the field. This is a nuts one, Rome.
Yeah, I mean, this one is definitely one that we've all got our eyes on because of how R8 performed earlier on in the day, and how Twisted Minds have been a little bit up and down, but their ups have been really high highs. I will say that. So Twisted Minds definitely showing out yesterday to earn their spot to automatically get to this semifinal matchup. And heading into this best of 7, let's talk about it. Predictions. How are you seeing this one shake out?
I mean, I definitely have Twisted Minds. I mean, historically and on paper, you can't really go against them. However, I think it is still going to be kind of similar vibes to what we just saw with the Falcons in Victory, where R8 might surprise them a little bit. I think the thing is, a lot of eyes are going to be on Nupo. Of course, he's coming into this as the new player on the team. He's somebody who has a ton of experience as a pro player. It's just a little bit more about how does he slot in here, and how do they slot in against some of these teams that have known them for a long time.
Yeah, and that's the thing is about this region is a lot of these players, they know each other, they understand play styles, and so now, you know, coming to where it all matters, you know, on the big community cups, you know, with a lot of money on the line. How are you going to be able to perform? Are you going to be able to read your opponents correctly? You know, all the questions need to be answered. If I'm going to predict this one,
okay,
should I do it? I think I will. I'm going to go with R8. Why not? I'm going to go with R8, and I think they're going to get it like 4-2. I'm calling a crazy upset here. I know it sounds crazy, but I like the way that R8 was playing. They showed a lot of grit, a lot of gut. I know it might be a lot of hopium, but hey, listen, I'm pulling for R8, man. It might be a lot. We might be full on hopium today, but it's okay. I'll throw my prediction record today out the window if it means an awesome match. So I got R8 taking it over Twisted Minds. Why not?
That's actually insane. You and the guy that put 122 points on R8 are actually nuts. Of course, I've got Twisted Minds going in this one. Series score, I'll take a shot in the dark and probably say like 4-2. I do think this is definitely a little bit closer than what we saw in our last series, but I do still have Twisted Minds prevailing. I mean, you can't discredit this entire roster there. Insane, just individually. I mean, we've got SMW, Mosin, and Nupo. So 3 very incredible players individually, probably even better as a team. Only one way to find out, though, as we head on over into our next semifinal.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one for sure. So I know everyone in the chat, I want to hear what the chat thinks. I want to hear the chat's prediction game-wise. Give me an exact game score, 4-1, 4-0, 4-2, or 4-3. How do you see this is going and who is going to win it? Want to know what you all are thinking, because guess what? It's a community cup, so we want to get the community involved. So love talking with everybody, being in the chat, so active today. Hear all the people showing out and showing up for this MENA region.
The chat is like fully trusting in you too, and they're like, I put like 100 points on R8 because of Rome. So if that goes south, that's on you to apologize. If I lose, I will say the biggest apology ever, guys.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm sorry in advance if you end up losing your 132 points. If you needed that 132 points, just send me the bill, man. Send me the bill for the 132 points. I don't know how we'll figure that out. We'll get it sorted later. But already, Twisted Minds making it look like I was silly for predicting that R8 Esports would pull it out.
I mean, it is, to be fair, this is just the beginning of things. I'm kind of along the lines of you. I'm not completely counting out R8, but yes, opening goal does go to Twisted Minds very early into this game. Number 1 here on a great passing play.